Does not matter what size, what weight. You all have a waist. So find where your waist is, yes, and let that be seen. It could be as simple as tucking in your t-shirt. It could be simple as tying it. And you might feel like, oh, but none of they gonna see the pouch when I do it. Oh, they're gonna see. Let me tell you, you wearing your oversized t-shirt makes you look two sizes bigger than what you actually are.
True.
Okay, so it's not about stepping in the mirror and seeing a flat washboard ab situation, right? Like that's let yourself release that expectation of what your body is supposed to be. Like release that shit.
Hello, and welcome to the Bold Black Girls Podcast. I'm Aries.
And I'm Kim.
And today we have a special guest, Mrs. Naana Badu.
Ooh.
And every time I hear her name, obviously, you hear Badu,
yes,
you're like,
that's the first thing
Badu. But yes, so I'm going to give her a proper introduction, and then, I'll talk about how we met and all that good stuff. So anyway, Naana Badu, she changes lives through style. She is a style coach, as you can see from look at what she looks like. Okay. And a speaker through her company, Badu Basics. Naana coaches high-performing women of color to elevate their wardrobe, to exude confidence, be instantly recognizable, and feel 100% authentic in any room. With 15 plus years working as a management consultant in the information technology industry, she navigated corporate spaces and learned firsthand the career-changing power of authenticity and confidence. Naana calls Ghana and Brooklyn, New York home and is living her best life with her fly husband. Now say his name because I don't want to mess it up.
Chennis.
Okay, welcome to the Bold Black Girls Podcast.
Oh, thank you.
And bold.
Listen, I knew where I was coming today. We can't disappoint.
I'm loving the hat. I'm loving everything.
Thank you, boo. Thank you.
Yes.
This hat is by a Black woman-owned designer named Ashaka Gibbons.
Oh, wow.
She's fabulous. She's based in Brooklyn, New York, but she's an amazing creator of hats. So
look, y'all, if you're listening to this on our on the podcast platform and not video, please head over to YouTube and watch this on YouTube so that you can see the beautiful, bold blackness and beauty that we are looking at right now on the other side of the screen. So me and Naana met through the Catalyst Academy, Mrs. Rhonda Khan. Mm-hmm. We were in this, it's a speaking academy, I guess you want to call it. And she killed it with her keynote at the end of our commencements. And we just had a good time. So every week we would get on these calls together and talk about our speaking, gigs and how to talk about getting paid to speak, not for free. So she was always a very poppin' personality, always had the style going. And so when we were talking about her coming on, I'm like, yeah, and I'm going to do a consultation with you while we're on the show because I need help.
We need help.
I've been struggling. Like, I really am at the point where I've been like, I just want to hire somebody to come into my house, bring a rack of clothes, and just figure me out and make it work, So it stresses me out to shop. It stresses me out to go find things.
It's put it together.
Yeah, that whole thing. It's just not my
especially after the pandemic, because that's the problem. I can't come to New York for work for a week. I struggled on what to pack.
It's real.
I was I haven't been in real clothes in over about 2 years.
Stuff that fit too.
That.
I know, right?
I went for that ABC. All black club.
Yeah. So, okay, tell us, Naana, how did this become your thing? I see that you were in IT Like, how did we switch to styling and fashion and coaching and all this good stuff?
Right. Listen, like so many things, life takes you on different journeys. And I was side hustling before I even knew what a side hustle really was. I just thought I was just trying to get out of a job that I didn't like and find something else to do that brought me more joy. But when I graduated from college, I started working at a large IT company. I don't know how that goes. You know how sometimes people drop the name of the companies and they don't, whatever. I was working at IBM.
Like, okay, you can drop it.
Drop it.
Like, whatever. It wasn't a bad experience, but, so I started working, corporate space, and I was just like, yes, I made it. Get the corner office, I'm traveling for work. I was just like fresh out of college, and I had that image of that quintessential, sharp, professional Black woman. Right?
The Claire Huxtable. That was what I thought. I want the briefcase. I want to
all day. Like, I was like, that's it. Right. And so I got in a space, and it was like mostly, I was working in Washington, D.C., so DMV area. Right. And, it was mostly white males, right? It was a mostly white male space. And I was supporting mostly like government agencies. So like Department of Defense and all of that. So I would be in a space and I was be like, can I, we're like, we in the government. Like, they can track me down. Right. And so I was just like, okay, well, I don't know how to play this. But inevitably, I just got into these spaces and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to be myself. Because I just really, I questioned like, should I follow more the model or some of my white peers? Because some of them are getting promotions, they getting looks to get, be in front of a more high profile clients. And so, you're fresh, new kid on the block. And so you're like, well, what model? Who can I really trust? And a lot of people who were mentors, everybody was predominantly white or they were male. So it was tough finding, women that looked like me to really, like, I don't want to say model myself after, but representation matters, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. And so in any space, I just said, you know what, Nana, just be yourself. And so I just brought my color through my style, through my personality. I would be the one everybody was talking about shop, and I would go to the senior leader and I'd be like, so tell about your family. What's going on? I saw the pictures of the kids on the desk. And, I would build relationship. Yeah. And I was just really strong at that in communication. They just were like, Nana, you're always the bright light in the room, both physically and energetically and through your work. So I was like, well, let me ride this all the way through, right? Like, I realized like, oh, okay. Again, I think it was a moment of like realizing authenticity, but before these words were what the depth of what they mean today, I was just like, oh, okay. Is this what that means when I just let myself shine? So as I was doing that, other women in the workplace took notice and would, just compliment me on my style and just my ability to just maintain me, but also be professional.
Yeah.
Right. And so it wasn't until actually that I left IBM and started doing contracting independently. And I was doing some contracting for Deloitte out in California. And my manager is a fellow Black woman, a phenomenal boss all the way, sharp as ever. I was like, fine, okay, I got a Black girl. Like, she is bad. This was like a first. And she came to me and she said, you know what, Nana, I'm going up for a promotion to senior manager. And like, I'm dope on paper, but when I get in the room, I don't quite feel as confident amongst my peers or even amongst other partners. I don't feel like my executive presence is all the way there. Can you help me elevate my wardrobe? Because you just bring it, right?
Wow. And it was this is your boss.
This was my boss.
That says a
lot about you.
It says a lot for her to, first of all, be humble enough to say, hey, I need help. And I see that you have something that I could benefit from. I just love that. But anyway.
Right. But see,
that's all that gift and that talent.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, thank you. Yeah, it's yeah. And I think too, when it's a natural thing that you love to do. And at the time, I wasn't even thinking so much of it on the business side. I was just like, oh my God, I believe in you so much. Like, girl, you need to skip from manager and go straight to partner. Like, you know what I mean? Like, You believe in someone so much. I said, however I can help you, I'm going to help you. And so we worked together. And then, of course, she got the promotion. People took notice. And then from there, I worked with her partner. And then after that, it just kind of snowballed. And that was the client experience that I was like, okay, I'm trying to do this kind of styling. Like, I'm trying to be like, just help Black women. And then it eventually evolved into women of color. Just like own your greatness, like own it, embody it, encapsulate it. Yeah, so that's how this wave of styling that I do came to fruition. Because when I first entered the styling game, actually, I was doing more editorial styling photo shoots for like musicians, right? So like up and coming indie musicians. That was my first foray into this space, and was like, what is this styling? What is that? I had a friend who was a vocalist, and she was doing a photo shoot for her new album that was coming out. And so her manager was like, Naana, I think you'd be dope to be the stylist. And I was like, I got you. What's that? like all the way real. Because I was talking about, bro, like, I got to go to work. Like, is it going to be like something I got to take off for? Or like, what we doing? And so, he brought me to the table. We just had a collab session between him, the photographer, me, and brought in all these clothes. And I was just like, yeah, this energy, this creativity, this brainstorming, this like, and then you saw the images. I was like, oh, I'm bad at this. I'm good.
I love that.
That's how it all like came to be. Or
I feel like everybody should have those moments of like coming to reality of this is what I'm passionate about, and like it fills me up, right? Like, we can be good at things, being good at, being in tech and and this is your thing. But like something that you feel like I could do this all the time.
Do it for free.
Yeah, it energizes me. It doesn't make me feel like, like we'll podcast for hours and then I'll be like, I'm tired. But I'm having a good time. Like while we're doing it, it's really one of those things. I'm like, if I was getting paid to do this, child, I'll just be doing this,
Right.
So that's really, I love that. And I'm thinking, as you were talking about like the corporate space and certain jobs that I would have. And I was the type where, if y'all look at my old like work outfit, I was trying to dress. Like, I'm like dressing for the job I want. I'm coming in with the blazers, heels, stuff like that. So when I would come in, we were working in a call center and I'd be dressed. Okay. And they'd be like calling me boss lady at work. They were like, hey, boss lady, like we all answering phones in the call center. I'm like, it's not about, I'm over here. My mind is telling me I'm going to be in this place, and then I've also had companies where they'll try to like, especially if it was like, I'm the only Black woman in there. And they'll be like, oh, you all, where are you going from? You looking like you going from here? Interview? Yeah. Or like always trying to like, it was almost like in a shady kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you look like you just came from a business trip off a business trip or something. I'm like, thank you. I did. Thank you. Right.
Right. It's so like, I feel like people need to vibrate higher, period.
Yeah. Yes.
And I say this to clients all the time, like when you enter the space so that people start to vibrate where you are. Mm-hmm. Don't enter the space being reactionary to other people, right? Because that's what happens when you walk into the space, and you get that constantly as a Black woman, because just the way that we carry ourselves and our natural casual.
Yes.
For our white peers, that's their like, where are you going? Right. It must be a special occasion. Right. And that's like,
yes.
Nah, this is just how I am. Right. And then we start, and then it can be such a test, because then in that space, right, you got like a couple of choices. It's like, one is awkward because they got, sometimes ain't got no filter. And or, you know, it's either like no filter or straight ignorance. And so you just saying stuff out your mouth, and it's like, okay, is this going to be a teachable moment, or is this going to be a FU moment? Like, which one do I select, right? Like, pick a path on the game. Pick a path. And so it's like, so then it's like, okay, listen, if you choose to like educate, but also like check a little, it's like, so this is how I present myself, because it makes me feel good and it allows me to channel into my best self, so I can bring my best self to work. Mm-hmm. So I think you should probably think about what allows you to do the same.
I like that.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I never thought about that. Next thing you know, she comes to, I wore this dress today, and I thought about what you said the other, and then
that is so
impact the influence.
It's so true.
Yeah. It's so like, okay, here I am. Vibrate.
So,
I like that.
Naana, you have a whole business doing this, helping us Black women. So what kind of women are coming to you? Who need help? Because it's gonna be me. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be.
It's gonna be us.
It's what's happening. So let's just start.
It's literally, it's women like y'all. It's women who self-identify as a bold Black girl or a bold brown girl. Mm-hmm. I don't even have some bold white girls. Mm-hmm. To be honest, I have some white clients. Mm-hmm. So it's I think it's that boldness that you either identify with right now, or you strive to have it, to feel it, right? I work with.
I'm going to ask you that, because what if they're not feeling bold?
Yeah,
striving for it. So you said, like, and maybe that's the intention. You're striving for it.
Yeah, because they might need to make little incremental changes along the way for themselves, and to kind of ease, into that boldness, right? Like me, I feel like I'm a very conservative style person. Like I'm gonna wear like today, what I had on.
For she church. Had her church girl shirt
my little,
on.
I'm gonna have the little tie,
okay.
I'm gonna be covered. I'm not really into, like, I may have a shirt that has like a little cleavage, but that's like when I'm going
to show mine, it's an asset.
But see, I don't usually do. That's like me stepping outside the box. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I do like the professional look and style. I want to be put together. I would love to have different colors, but not like a rainbow necessarily. Like I'm typically pretty muted, but during the pandemic, I started buying some shirts because we on the waist up thing, right? So I started stepping out and getting more like colorful tops, right? Yes. That was my little intro into and then the dating show thing that I was doing. That was also a lot.
That's another. Okay.
go watch our last episode.
Okay, I got.
But that was also a virtual thing. And so I had these cute shirts that a stylist that, lady that I know, I go like, hey, I need some shirts. So like some cute shirts for TV, kind of thing.
Right.
So she helped me find some shirts that would be more like kind of have a little more of a pop on TV than what you wouldn't wear those necessarily for your work conference call. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I struggle because of the time it takes to be creative. I'm an outsourcer. So how would you walk through this process of helping me with this situation that I have going on?
Yeah. I love how Aries said, I know we're doing a podcast, but like I got personal needs going on right now.
Because I feel like somebody else got the same stuff.
A lot of people, especially with the pandemic. We have, I've lost my fashion. I mean, I don't know what I would explain my fashion is, but I do like color. I like to make a statement. And like one of the things that I'm known for is a red blazer.
She is. It's a networking blazer.
It's my networking blazer. And I'm going to tell you, that color has attracted some people.
I know it has. I know it has. Listen, like red is the most striking color. It is the color that attracts the most attention. Always. And so to your question, Aries, like so I created a style framework, and it's called the CKC method. And it simply means that clarity plus knowledge equals confidence. And so I take my clients through a 3-phase flow that helps them gain more clarity about what the definition and the visual representation of their style looks like. And then I give them knowledge around their colors and color seasons, their body shape, and we do their closet cleanse. So once they have that knowledge about what colors work well for me, what cuts work well for my shape, that allows you to go into and what my style is, like defined with a mood board. Then you begin to make choices from a place of knowledge and clarity and not confusion and overwhelm.
Child, you didn't talk, you acting like
the mood board.
This is like interior decorating. It is like all those things. Yes. I love this. See, this, y'all, listen, when we're bringing people on the show,
it's to help you.
It's for all of us. Right. Okay. Because we're learning as well. You are on this journey with us. So like, we need to know this we don't even know that we got mood boards. But
right. I'm like a mood board.
Yes. Yes. A mood board is like, is critical. So that's like a mood board is one of the most important things that you can do to gain clarity, or even get yourself out of feeling stuck around your style. Right. And so simply put, like in the way that I go about my style, there's about like 7 different style types that most of us fall into. And I did an IG reel about this. So go check out Badu Basics on IG. I did a whole reel about it. If you watch the reel, drop it, hashtag Black Bold Black Girl, add them, be like, I watched it,
Yes.
But it breaks down the 7 style types. And with that information, we're able to then co-create a mood board for you. Right? Because I really believe that style is very personal, right? So when you work with me, it's not about you looking like me. I already got my style.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Get your own, right? Get your own. And so it's very important that, especially too, if you're seeking out the help of a stylist, that you really find somebody who's going to let this be a personal journey for you and really dive into what you enjoyed wearing, what makes you feel good, like how you feel like you really want to be seen. And then, of course, we add our expertise because a lot of times we see things for you that you can't see for yourself. Mm-hmm. Right. And so the mood board is just really pulling images from any style inspirations you might find. So it might be celebrities, it might be friends, it might be personalities on TV. Right. So my clients will find inspiration anywhere from Michelle Obama to Rihanna to
we watched Michelle Obama change her style from the beginning. When she was how she was looking when it was on the campaign trail originally, before it went that was it was Jason somebody.
Jason Wu.
Jason Wu, honey, came in. They had they threw that J. Crew on her. And it shifted, and now she's we're looking up to her almost as a style icon at this point because of the style that she develops.
Yeah. And what I love so much is you still got the core of who she is, right? Like you see her and you feel excellence, sophistication, poise, right? Intellect, right? Like that never went away. It only got enhanced.
Listen, at the inauguration, the Joe Biden inauguration.
I know, right?
Honey, with the burgundy and the hair.
Everybody. After that, every client was like, "I want to look like this."
I was so proud of her, and I was like, "Now that's my first lady." Yeah. It felt like our royalty, That's what it looked like. So I'm like, "Give me." I need to walk royalty. Up. I need to work my way up.
Right. Yeah, and it's something like that where she, if you were. I don't know if you had your head in the sand for the past decade, right? And you didn't know who she was, and she walked into a room, you immediately be like, I am intrigued. Who is this person?
Exactly.
Right? Like, I want to go talk to them, or I want to hear what they got to say. Like, I'm about to look them up. What's their name? Right? I'm going to the phone, right?
That is true.
Like, that's what happens. That's the power that you can that you can claim when it comes to your style, because it's very much, it's nonverbal and it speaks before you start speaking.
So let's go more into that, on why that's important for Black women, as we're presenting ourselves.
Yeah. Listen, so statistically, they say that in the first 7 seconds, someone will form an impression of you.
Ooh.
So in the first 7 seconds of seeing you, when you do the scan, right, head to toe, you already form opinions. More than likely, you're not verbalizing them. We all do it, right? Mm-hmm. I believe if you are a person of color, you got about 3 seconds.
Oh, wow.
That somebody is like opinion formed. Then at that point, whatever you do and say either affirms or denies, right? It's either like, yep, that's what I thought. Or like, oh, wait a minute, curveball. That's not
what I thought.
Right. It's one or the other. And so for Black women, I mean, we're constantly under this microscope. We've all been there, whether it was some overt BS racism, whether it was a microaggression, like we have all had experiences that make us feel uncomfortable, unworthy, right? That question our abilities and talents, question maybe our Blackness and whether it was right or wrong. Like, just like so much for one person to think through and process. At the same time, you're trying to just do your job or raise your kids or be with your partner or be with your homegirl, like, and then you like all this other stuff has to unravel. So I just believe that like you can, the more when people say, we say this all the time because it's so true, that when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, like you just enter spaces, you speak, you put your shoulders back, and you just stand in your truth with a little more confidence and a little more conviction. And that's when shifts happen in your life. That's when people take notice. That's when opportunities come. That's when you recognize fear and do something anyway, right? Like, I'm scared, but like,
do it scared.
Like, I'm gonna do it scared, and I'm gonna be fly, and I'm gonna channel into everything that I know that's fabulous about me and put that forward. And so it's like, don't take that for granted. You don't take all the other stuff for granted, right? Like, if you want to get a job, if you want to change careers, you out here on LinkedIn, you networking, you going to events, right? Like you trying to raise money for your business. You like, where are the VCs? You want more visibility. You hitting people in DMs. Can I get on a podcast? Right? Like you're doing all of those things. So if you're doing all of those things to live your best life or advance your career or just feel better about yourself, it has to be holistic. You can't have just a little bit of some and think it's going to work. It has to be a holistic level of increasing your overall level of confidence in yourself. So you can't leave the style out of the equation. You will fail. You just won't hit what you want. You won't.
And you said something about, as Black women, because I think, you talked about your style. I talked about my style. Sometimes your style is inherited from your mother. You may not have, the resources, the funds to dress the way you would like to. Yeah. And so do you think some of our styles is showing up, or we're hiding behind a particular style, or we're trying to cover something up? Like bigger clothes,
because you won't nobody know you gained some weight.
Yes. Girl, listen. This is so spot on right here. And especially too, like you said earlier, Kim, about women gaining weight, to all of us, women and men, and the babies after the we still in the pandemic, but after the quarantine, right? Like people have put on pounds. And so one is like, there just has to be a general acknowledgement of that. And an acceptance. You have to find some level of acceptance in where your body currently is. Yes. Like you have to find something, because every day you can't step into the mirror, step into your closet, and it's the Debbie Downer fest, for like lack of a letter, word, where you're just like, this used to fit. I can't get into that no more. Like, that's how you start your day. You wear clothes every day. Every day you go into that closet and pull it out something to wear. And if every day you starting off talking about that permeates throughout the rest of your day until you correct it and find something else that's gonna like rejuvenate. And then your internal joy meter is like, oh, okay, you do love me. Okay, cool. Let's keep going. Right? Yes. So like when you're looking at those things, especially if so a lot of times it's, as we gain weight, as an example, as a space where you might feel like you're hiding because you may gone up 1, 2, 3 sizes, right? I say 1, embrace where you are. And then 2, like that mood board is no joke. I really believe that like find style inspiration, and then especially find style inspiration with somebody who you see looks like you. And so one of the biggest things that I like to do all the time with clients is like a client might put, Michelle Obama on her mood board, right? And I'm like, fabulous. I understand the overall aesthetic and that feel that you want, right? But I'm also going to throw out and be like, okay, well, let me also find some other examples of women who have your similar body shape so that you can see what this might look like and say, oh, yeah, okay, that's how I'm going to rock that, right? Because if you are a size 22 and I'm showing you images of a woman who's a size 6, there's misalignment there, right? Like that's not, you're going to be like, can you do it for me though? Like, like that just doesn't equate. So find those other examples, and it might be from a dope brand or designer, and you're like, oh, dope, okay, because folks is picking up the game and being more body inclusive online. So find some examples that you're like, oh, this person vibes with me there in that space. And then even lastly, I'll just say, on a tactical level, when it comes to your body and how you're getting dressed, find a way to accentuate your body shape. So really looking at your body shape and allowing yourself to either accentuate your waistline, have open neck tops so that your cleavage and your bust area can be seen tastefully. Because all that does is allow yourself to be seen, because our eyes like follow things that align. So when you have an open neckline, people tend to look at your skin and look at your face. So if they look at your skin, they're likely going to see a necklace or something like that. Then they're going to come to the face. Oh, cute lip. Ooh, I love your hair. Ooh, the earrings, whatever. When you cover neck, when you cover the body, can't see the waist, can't see where your actual waist is, because everybody has a waist. The waist is the smallest part of your body. Everyone has it. Does not matter what size, what weight. You all have a waist. So find where your waist is, and let that be seen. It could be as simple as tucking in your t-shirt. It could be simple as tying it. And you might feel like, oh, but Nana, they gonna see the pouch when I do it. Oh, they're gonna see. Let me tell you, you wearing your oversized t-shirt makes you look 2 sizes bigger than what you actually are.
True.
Okay. So it's not about stepping in the mirror and seeing a flat washboard ab situation, right? Like that's let yourself release that expectation of what your body is supposed to be. Like release that shit.
We need like a body positivity therapy because I do think, and literally I had to tell myself, I'm like, you're obsessing over this thing, and
you stress yourself out.
Yeah. But like, you got to have that, be able to tap into the self-awareness of what you're doing. Like if you're like to correct it back, be like, okay, quit tripping, like you got to be able to have those conversations with yourself on like, I need to this where I'm at, what I'm going to do, right? What I'm going to do. I ain't about to lose 20 pounds. Yeah. I'm not about to lose 20 pounds in a day.
Look, I wake up and I say, I'm gonna be so cute. I tell myself that I'm gonna be so cute.
Yes, I'm cute. I am so cute.
Well, I am cute, but when I put this outfit on, I'm gonna be so cute.
Right. Today, you like, and let me tell I love that you bringing this up, because affirmation, like to me, is just like drinking water. Like it's you need it. Your body needs it. It's another form of healing, like because our mind and our thoughts, if you leave yourself up to the wandering thoughts that go through your mind, some of us would never get out of the bed, and some of us don't. So like you have got to, you can, again, like we have more power than we think sometimes. Like you can fully change your perspective and your thoughts. And if every day you simply say one thing in a way, in a statement and in a way that you believe, you don't have to believe it 100%. Just believe it a little bit, right? Because sometimes too, we want every, like, I can't say I love my body. I can't say that right now. Well, that's real. Okay. What do you love about yourself? Find something. That we're all gonna find something. Well, I really love, when I wear my pink lipstick. There you go. Like, start there, right?
Yes.
And then, right, and allow yourself to just phrase things in a way that's like, I am continuously on this journey of self-love. That's true, right?
Very true.
Make affirmations or statements that are true, right? And so allow yourself to create these statements that are really, really true. One of the things that I incorporate into my programs when I work with my clients is the Shine app. And the Shine app, like, I'm sure that your listeners know about the Shine app, but I love it so much. It's free. You can pay for it. You could also have the free version, but every morning they send you an affirmation, and it's about, and they could, accompany it with a stretch or some breathing exercises, but it takes about 10 minutes. And if you every day listen to that, I guarantee you are going to feel a little more positive about yourself and your body. And that's going to contribute a better energy for you as you think about what you put on your body to wear.
There's a book I've been reading. Oh my God, what's the title of it right now? I always take the covers off, once I start reading. But it's got the power of something, and I can't remember. But anyway, it talks about meditation and like taking 12 minutes a day to really zone in on like your intentions, and things that the affirmations, prayer, whatever that is, that activity, to help start your day off, and like how it literally all adds up to kind of like what your success is going to look like, over time, investing that little bit of time in the morning to just like focus, on yourself and, building yourself up and all that is so real. And that's why I love like how your style of doing your styling business is like very holistic, is very, it's not just like, okay, so let me do this. And this one is like, you're getting more like Tony Jones would be a good,
I know.
Listen to some of her affirmation music. She has amazing, like positive, things that she's saying in her music. But like, I just like that because I think you definitely have to tap into the person to really understand how to showcase a style that represents them, So
and you can vibrate higher and elevate and come bring that energy into a room and into what you're wearing, unless you're there, up here.
That's it. Yeah.
So tell me, I have a question. So for those like either, hey, I'm changing up my style post-pandemic, or I have to go back into the workforce. I've been struggling. I haven't put on real clothes. Right. What should they do?
Yeah.
How would you tell them to start?
Well, y'all gonna call her after this. Y'all gonna call her Badu Basics.
Right.
And then you're gonna do a consultation. But
right, come on. No, it's such a real thing. Like one of the first things I tell folks to do is a bit of self-discovery. So I say, find 3 words that describe you. Write them down. Right? Pick 3 words that you would use to describe the style that you want for yourself. Write them down. Then go into your closet and start to look at pieces that you have and look at them and be like, yo, does this vibe with what I said about myself and the type of style that I want? So if I'm like, man, I want my style to just be, really sophisticated and colorful, but also a little classic, right? And I'm going to my closet and I got a white shirt that used to be white, but it's a little dingy, right? And then I've got like pants, I'm putting them on and I'm like, man, they dragging on the ground. I forgot to get these altered, right? Like, is that sophisticated? Right? So and it's so immediate, like, trust your gut, trust your instincts, trust yourself, right? Because style comes so much from how you feel. So I would say, start there and go into your closet. Then when you're going in your closet, look at things in those three directions. Does it align with the style that I want? Does it fit? Right? Is it great quality? And then lastly, of course, with me and a lot of clients I work with, we talk about, is it statement making? So is it a bold color? Does it have a unique print or a unique texture to it? Right? Is it some kind of statement making piece? Because oftentimes the women I work with are striving to have some more pieces that are in that statement making space. So I would say you go in through your closet and then look at those pieces. Because a lot of times it's so immediate. It is that that you go through and you're like, I don't even know why I have it. I don't even know how I have this. I don't know how I have this. This is not, it's a line. Or you find a piece and you're like, I love that. Dang, that was back there. I didn't even see that. Like, and so it's like cleaning your closet is just like cleaning your house. It's just like cleaning files off your laptop. You got Google Drive and files all over the place and you ain't cleaned that joint up. Yeah. Like it's just like cleaning is therapeutic. Like it just cleanses out previous versions of yourself. You want to have pieces in there potentially 20 years ago that you were like, hey, I was rocking that in undergrad. Like, exactly. Where are you now? Where are you going? Like, if it's not a part of the makeup, if it doesn't describe who you are and who you want to be, let that puppy go. Yeah. Let those clothes go. And then make a list. Make your dream list. Write down all the things you want. Right? And be specific. If you want sequin pants, write sequin pants. If you want fly structured suits, if you want them in every jewel tone, write it down. Like write your list of what you want to have in your closet. Write that list down. And then prioritize, right? So then you're gonna get a little more functional. Like, okay, that was fun. So now I got to go to the office, right? I'm going into the office a couple days a week and I'm gonna be working from home, right? So look at your lifestyle and say, okay, if this was a pie, how much percentage of my time is spent at home at work? How much a percentage is spent in the office? How much is spent a weekend running errands, getting up with friends or family or whatever, right? Start to look at your closet based on your life. And if you spend a lot of time between working from home and hitting the office, then allow yourself to look at that list and say, okay, what do I feel really good in that I can wear to the office? Like, is it really more like blouses? Like I want to have some blouses and some nice like silk or silk blend feel good materials. Okay, maybe I'm gonna get 2 of those. Okay, cool. Well, I really need some more color because I got a lot of black. I'm officially a member of the ABC, the All Black Club. And I gotta be a refined ABC, right? So be like, I'm not gonna buy any black, right? Just put that on notice. I'm not gonna get any black. And just make sure every piece that you buy, there's a million colors in the rainbow, right? If you ever want color and you're like, what should I choose? Jewel tones. Find yourself jewel tone colors. Everyone can wear jewel tones. Jewel tones are like your emerald greens, right? Your ruby reds, those beautiful lush violets. Find yourself a jewel tone color and say, okay, I'm going to find 2 tops in the jewel tones. Okay, great.
I like that.
Right? Just go through the list and just make some edits, but based it on the priority of where you spend the time in your life. And then from there, you set your budget, right? Set a budget. Don't go shopping without the list and without the budget, because you will go off and veer to bad habits and you will come home with more black and more oversized pants that need to get hemmed. And you're not going to take them to the tailor, right? Like know yourself. When you go through the closet don't lie. The closet is your life. The closet is literally a mirror of your life. So if you have like 5 pants that's like really long, you like, I'm never going to take these to the tailor. So I need to accept that. So I need to only be buying pants that fit me when I leave the store, right? Like find petite, find the brands. Yes, get aware, like make it easy for yourself. If you hate to iron, get shirts that don't require ironing. Like get shirts that are a little more wrinkle free that you can take to the dry cleaners and just pick up, or you can, throw in for a cold cycle and hang it and know you can just put it on, right? Don't create obstacles for yourself that are going to make you hate what you wear. Buy things you love. And that's the last thing. Buy what you love. Don't buy what you kind of like. Don't buy what you semi like. Buy what you love.
Yes. Okay, so you just dropped a whole bunch of jewels. Like, I'm like, I got work to do. Right. But my first thing is going to be when I call you later about this for myself. And you can walk me through it. But no, okay, so where can people find you? Because I feel like this is just the tip of the iceberg, y'all, on like, as you can see, what it really takes to have that kind of fashionable, look that gives you that presence that you're looking for. No matter what room you're trying to walk into, there's a way to plan around what that experience should be. So anyway, how can people find you and follow you and get a consultation?
Come find me on LinkedIn or on Instagram. That's primarily where I hang out. So if you come over on LinkedIn, you can find me Naana Badu, Naana Badu, like Erica, and come connect, drop me a message. Tell me you listen to the podcast. If you tell me you listen to the podcast, I might have a little something for you. So, don't be shy. And then on Instagram is at Badu Basics, my company. And come drop me a line. So for anybody who listens, I'll throw this out now. For anybody who's listening to the podcast and you hit me in the DMs, I'm gonna invite you to do a personal style assessment with me. And basically a personal style assessment is going to it's going to go through my 9 elements of what makes up your personal style. And I rate, and just go through an exercise to help you rate so that you can see very clearly where you're having the challenges.
Ooh, so y'all better go get that assessment, okay? And let her know that we sent you. That's and right. So we want to see, like, are y'all really, did this hit anybody? I feel like it probably will hit me 100% because I'll be one of the ones. Same. Anywho, thank you, Naana. You always have a great energy and personality. You're just beautiful, brown, and melanin, popping color, all of that. So we love to have you on the Bold Black Girls podcast. And, I'm going to catch you on LinkedIn Live, or something like that while you're doing your thing. So we appreciate you, and we'll check you later.
Yes, thank you for coming. Thank y'all. Sharing your gems.
I appreciate y'all. This is so fun. Shout out to y'all, just representing Black girls to the fullest. Yeah.